What is the proper way to measure voltage on a contactor? Let's take a look. When measuring voltage on a contactor, you want to measure across the contactor versus L1 and L2 to ground. The reason for this is that you want to make sure that you have both legs of power coming from the panel to the condenser unit. Now, what I've simulated here is if we had a dead leg from the panel. So what I did was I took L1 off the contactor, and we're going to measure L1 and L2 to ground and see what we get. So if we go from your L2 terminal to ground, we read about 120 volts to ground. Now, if you go from the L1 terminal to ground, you're also reading 120 volts to ground. Now, the reason for this is that the voltage is bleeding through the compressor on the run winding back to the contactor. So again, it's very important that you measure line voltage going across the contactor versus L1 and L2 to ground, because you want to read that roughly 240 volts going to your condenser unit. Thanks for watching. You can find more tips on EdgeTechHVAC.com.